Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'm your host, Coast Fade. It's episode 92. The Edge, Daybreak, is dead. We need to get out of here. We've looted the place out. Let's report completion of our task. The Voxcaster is producing nothing but static. Hello? Can anyone hear me? We read you, Strike Team. This is Lift Control. Report your status. Uralon is dead. Acknowledge, Strike Team. Beginning the extraction of the priority cargo. The Space Wolves have a little bit of business here. Thorvald Ironhide says a fine victory, Holt. They will tell sagas about the day the contemptible Uralon fell. The Cog Priest should offer you a fine cup of Mjord for saving their prayer world. Thorvald nods at the two gaunt bodies in crimson robes lying on the floor. If you hadn't, Uralon would have bathed them in 100-fold more blood. As for you, Ever, Ulfar Thunderlung, you have proven yourself. Stormbiters will tell you all about your feat and your roaring song. I thank you, Thorvald. You and your brothers fought well. You did the wolves proud. It will be my joy to share a cup with you at the victory feast, Ironhide. How was your pack, Thorvald? What are your losses? Several of my brothers will carry on fighting their battles in the Allfather's host. The rest have survived. We've shed much of our blood, but a wolf's hide is tough and his spirit is stubborn. When you take us down, you had better finish us off. The Stormbiters live on this day, and the next. I see you and Ulfar have worked through your quarrels. It doesn't become a noble warrior to bark at his battle comrade after a good fight. Ulfar Thunderlung has proven that the spirit of the baleful howl is alive and strong. So let ravens fly where he has walked, and let them tear at the bloody harvest left in his wake. May Blackmane guide you through the black of night, Ironhide. Know that if your pack calls, the baleful howl will always answer. What was hidden down there? What was the treasure that Uralon was after? I know not. Calcazar's cows did not allow anyone into the hidden arsenals. All we could see was them dragging crates up to the surface. 'Tis the age-old way. We fight, they sweep up the spoils. Thorvald grimly nods at the pair of corpses. We brought these from below. For all I know, it was his carls that killed them to seal their lips. You see no signs of violence on the two young women's bodies, but their porcelain white skin proves without a doubt that they are dead. Their hands are clutched together in a death grip. The sweet scent of rotten meat prickles my nostrils. But it is not the fallen bodies I smell, it is the hands of the Inquisitor's minions. 'Tis what my instinct tell me too. My heart never had a strong faith in Calcazar's words before, but now, whatever phantom trust I had is scattering into smoke. We must ask questions and get the answers. By force, if that is the way it has to be. Both wolves affirm the last words with fervent and murderous nods. Something strange has occurred to the two women's augmentics. It is as if they have begun to grow inside their flesh, spreading webs of metal around them. After taking a closer look, you realize that every augment seems to have begun mutating, developing new forms and functions not envisioned by their creators. It seems probable that this is what caused their demise. Suddenly, you hear a click inside one of the tech priest bodies, and her eyes open wide. A spasm shakes her gaunt limbs, making Thorvald clutch his weapon. Her lips twist into a crooked line, forcing out two words. The yoke! She's still alive. Call the Medicae. Reconstruction. Impossible. The woman's whisper is barely audible, but the weak voice that is coming from her pale lips still sounds more alive than the mechanical hiss of a vox. The shelter has fallen. The main hunter comes. Cessation of vital functions. Inevitable. Her eyes momentarily roll back, but then a metallic churr inside her chest brings her back to consciousness. Reading the unit's noospheric signature, no evidence of corruption registered in the algorithms, detecting substantial logical disruptions with the augments. Threat level low. There is not a single wound upon her white skin, but there is no doubt that she will soon perish. Her augmetics are failing as if they have been sabotaged by some entropic influence. For a moment you consider it a sign of tech blight, but then you refute the thought. What you are witnessing is not decay, but transformation of the matter from which the tech priest's true flesh is made. What happened to you? The chapel was attacked. The preservation protocol commanded me to hide within the inner artifactorium and block all outside access to it. Prolonged presence in close proximity to the object was prohibited by the algorithm, but the preservation protocol had a higher priority. The object affected me. I resisted. Resistance led to structural change. What object? The yoke. The weapon we forged at the Lord Inquisitor's command. The destroyer of worlds. I need more details. How does it work? What is the yoke? An enigma. The project was kept secret from everyone, including the Smiths. We forged fragments of it. It was a tool for controlling energies of staggering power, and it was not the Omnissiah's blessed gifts that served us as its foundation. It was forbidden knowledge. Knowledge that we comprehended. The whole idea of the project being kept secret from everyone, including the Smiths, we forged fragments of it, reminds me of the first season of Andor, of course. That was just such a cool idea to see those guys in that jail and they're building something, and the quotas and the abuse and having to build it as fast as possible. And then that final shot at the end of the season when you see the pieces come together and see what they've been building. And I won't say, just for spoiler reasons, in case nobody's watched Andor, you need to go watch it. It's a phenomenal TV series. It's some of the best Star Wars we've ever seen. That was incredible. Loved it. Registering bless. We are continuing the work of our mentor, Archmagos Amarnat. It was his wisdom that made our toils possible. Axiomantha's words render Pascal speechless. What else do you know about this weapon? How did Calcazar learn of it? Against whom does he intend to use it? Against anyone. Its power is absolute. The first experiments with this tech relic were calamitous. The tech blight is merely its echo. Its potential is so much greater. She stops as if frightened by her own words. It never should have fallen into the hands of the laity, but the Lord Inquisitor stole it. Its secret was procured beyond the dimensional gate, beneath the dark stars, and passed over to Amarnat. Calcazar destroyed the Messiah of Discontinuing and robbed him, and claimed the secret for himself. He knows. She points at Thorvald. He was there. Thorvald glances at you in shame. She speaks no lies. The first task the Inquisitor gave us in the Expanse was to destroy a cult of tech heretics. The deed was done. This Amarnat, was he a good priest? Did Calcazar drag us into something foul? Ulfar looks away and rumbles heavily. I was there too. I fought those judged by Calcazar. Pascal's vox sounds as if a hot metal string just snapped inside. This unit is waiting for an explanation. Why did Calcazar need you to do it? At first, he tried to do everything swiftly and quietly, but his agents and the cog priests loyal to him failed to capture the leader of the tech heretics. That's when he realized he needed indestructible warriors. He needed us. The cog Carls were powerless against the wolves' might, and we brought carnage to the explorer ships and worlds. Ulfar, why did you keep quiet about this? Ulfar mutters, his expression as dark as a storm cloud. It's not my concern, only another's will. And it was the chapter's business. I have already told you more about the wolves than many of my brothers would have said in my place. Well, I understand. Space Wolf Ulfar. Understand? You understand nothing. A violent roar erupts from Ulfar's throat as his face turns red. What can you know of what it's like for a warrior of the Allfather to be among mortals? You are my battle comrades. You're almost a pack to me. But you do not carry Russ's blessing. You are not of my blood. You think I enjoy keeping my mouth shut about the wolves' secrets. You think I come from secretive schemers whose thoughts crawl and slither like vipers. It disgusts me. Truly a wolf's place is among the wolves. Ulfar grinds his teeth, no longer hiding his shame and anger. Pascal utters coldly, Unfit Ulfar. Unit Ulfar claims that he was a tool in another's hands. This statement has been archived. Then let every tool be treated as befits its function. Ulfar responds quietly and sullenly. You are a worthy ally. Never meant you or your brethren harm, Cogpriest. As befits its function. What else do you wolves know about Amernat? Thorvald throws up his hands. Nothing. I swear on my honor. He disappeared, and so did his ship. There is no blood of his upon our hands. And what do you know about the secret weapon? I never even knew there was a weapon. I was told of traitors, and I tracked them down. I claimed no trophies. I had no part in any dark intrigues. You think I would have wished that sneaky, scheming viper to get his hands on something so powerful? I wouldn't even trust him with my axe. I see. It's not my place to judge you. You were following orders. Thorvald frowned and says in a hollow voice, And yet doubts smother my heart. Did we sully our chapter's honor with deeds done for a dishonorable act? How exactly did the object affect you? Axiomantha says, a difficult thing to explain to a layman. Metamorphosis phenomena occur in the object's vicinity. Sacred technology and even ordinary plasteel start to behave willfully, shifting, restructuring, altering their fundamental attributes. Imagine yourself gazing upon the surface of water that was disturbed by a stone an era ago. But the ripples never stopped coming. That is what it felt like. The object propagated echoes of change. Her true flesh has betrayed her and become a heavy burden of metal within her body, something that is not of the Omnissiah's design, something devoid of function. Pascal speaks the last words with audible disgust and sorrow. Why are you revealing Calcazar's secrets to me? I was never his servant. I was forced to serve. When our circle was broken, he offered me a choice. Submit or die. He threatened to kill half of me if I refused to forge for him. He needed Archmagos Amernat's knowledge, and I had it. I saw no sense in resisting. You betrayed him too. Yes. Your agreement comes easily with a weak smile. Ethics are an insubstantial construct of emotion. I acted logically. I continued to comprehend rather than terminate my vital functions. I doubt I can learn more from you. It's difficult to process. Have I fulfilled my duty to the Omnissiah? May I rest now? You are in need of help. Attempts to slow down the degradation process are irrational, for they only prolong my suffering. I wish to cease to be. Brother, take my thoughts. I kept them. Keep them now. Her final words are a faint whisper. Knowledge will not fall into oblivion. Taking great care not to ruin the tech priest's features, Pascal reverently extracts the neural cogitator from her skull, then does the same to her sister. The quest for knowledge is the Omnissiah's mission to us. Thorvald, did you understand what happened here? Something foul. Inquisitor seeks to use us to obtain a mighty weapon, and that he kept this design even from us, the Allfather's warriors, sows suspicion in my heart. Does he keep his lips sealed because he knows that we won't support his game? Does the worm of treason lurk within his mind? Stop the loading. I will inspect the trophies personally. All you hear in response is wheezing static. I shot her. That conniving spittle. She silenced our vox voices. Thorvald tries to revive his caster to no avail. By the time we get back to the surface, the Inquisitor's mutts will be gone with their prize. May the Deus Mechanicus accept their souls. May the wolf that stalks between stars keep their departed souls. Well, we have to go demand answers from Calcazar. Of course it would be the head zealot, the man who wanted to spend so much time judging me harshly for my actions, who would be the hypocrite. Predictable. So we meet again, Ulfar Thunderlung. Thorvald gives Ulfar a stern nod and then turns a steely gaze to you. Live long, rogue trader. Business has brought us to your Draka. The traces of Halbrandt's encounter with Ulfar's rock-hard forehead are still fresh on his face. The young wolf rests his hand on his axe. Greetings, brothers. What brings you here? Ulfar returns Thorvald's look with an equally fierce glare. For some reason, he has foregone his magnificent armor today and stands on the bridge clad in little more than the physical perfection inherent to an angel of the Emperor. Well, to what do I owe the pleasure? Thorvald's face breaks into a wide grin, his affected severity vanishing from his face. He rumbles solemnly. Brother Ulfar, you swore that you would stand for the honor of your pack, the baleful Howl. Did you descend to Euphrates II with your brothers? Did you fight? And we have poetry. I'm not in a very poetic mood today. Who will bear witness to the truth of this wolf's words? I will bear witness. We know you, Holt. We have seen you in battle. We believe you. Show us the scars, Brother Ulfar, that we may see the mark of your deeds in the flesh. I did not acquire my scars to show them off, Brother Thorvald. Show the scars, brother. Show the scars. Ulfar's decision to appear at this meeting without his armor suddenly makes sense. You are watching a ritual, and Ulfar's show of modesty is merely a part of the performance. Show the scars. Ulfar turns with ostentatious reluctance to let the light fall on the fresh marks he received on Euphrates II. You had no idea he had suffered such deep and grievous wounds. Oh, yes, we did, because he was down for about 3 rounds during the critical battle. We know. He kept going down and taking dirt naps and resting, and then coming back when the last round and acting like a hero. We know. The crowd erupts in roars of approval. Thorvald raises his voice to shout over his brothers. Did you take a glorious trophy in that battle as a token of your valor? Ulfar removes the horn he wrenched from the Hellbrute from his belt, and you notice that it is already carved with Fenrisian runes. The wolf proudly shows the trophy to his comrades, causing another explosion of cheers. Proudly thunders the baleful Howl. Praise the Allfather for sending us such formidable and valiant brothers. Thorvald makes a gesture, and Halbrand removes a magnificent axe from his belt, presenting it to Ulfar with a deferential bow. Accept from the Stormbiters this gift in honor of the battle that was fought shoulder to shoulder. The grin of the Iron Wolf does 30 to 45 damage and causes 10 bleeding, 50% armor penetration. Very nice. Well. So, Thorvald, now will you tell Ulfar where to look for his brothers? The wolf hands you a data slate. The coordinates displayed on it are a monstrous distance from the inhabited worlds of the Expanse. I will not stand in Ulfar's way if he chooses to go searching, but brother, you have proven the glory of your pack. Is it not time to sever this weird thread? With respect, I once again extend my offer to join the Stormbiters. The Pax Plasteel marks are resting in Thorvald's outstretched hand. Forgive me, brother, but I must decline your offer. Though the heart fills with joy at the thought of fighting alongside you. Ulfar draws a knife adorned with scarlet runes and slices his palm. I, Ulfar Thunderlung, swear before the Black Mane and by the blood of Fenris that I will not cease to seek my pack until my own eyes behold them, alive or dead. I understand, brother. Thorvald sighs with regret. May Blackmane run beside your path. Fortify yourself. Stoke your rage. I see that your heart is darker than the waters of the world sea, so I ask you, take care that you do not join those of whom we must not speak. All right. Ulfar, give us a look at your new axe. Our rune priest quenched it in the blood of the despicable word-bearers who fell on Euphrates too. The blade is enameled with bone meal from the tooth of Fenrisian Kraken and inscribed on it are the names of all the brothers of the baleful Howl Pack. You know that a name inscribed on a Fenrisian weapon can mean different things, whether glorification of past heroes or commemoration of the fallen. Ulfar runs his fingers over the symbols, lingering first on one name and then another. You are no expert in Fenrisian runes, but you can make out these two, Arnulf and Skyadi. Thank you for this gift worthy of the Varagir Ironhide. Ulfar tests the weight of the new weapon and his face bears that satisfied expression seen only on the faces of true warriors who have found the perfect weapon for their hand. So what now? Well, we should probably return to Ardreka. You sense a question mark at the end of Thorvald's statement. Ulfar's face becomes serious and he gives you a significant look. Well, Ulfar, I would hate to violate any Fenrisian traditions. You see to the arrangements. In that case, let the serfs throw wide the cellar doors and haul up the provisions. We will feast and glory in our triumph. The wolves burst into shouts of approval, and someone with a gravelly voice starts singing a merry song. No doubt one about massacres and glorious deaths on the battlefield. The kitchen servants here are certainly no match for those serving in the great halls on Fenris, but the masters of this Dreka are not lacking in hospitality or generosity. The small group of space wolves is enough to fill your entire magnificent ship with clamor, shouts, and other portents of the coming feast. A formidable feast in which eating, drinking, and singing will be done the way wolves do all things, to their last gasp. Who doesn't like a good party? Okay. We're at level up time. Oh my gosh, and we got a lot of level ups to work through, so let's do them. Shall we? The Rogue Trader. So the last thing we did for him was peak condition, which means we need Master of Torture and Athletics. Master of Torture should be somewhere down here. Master of Torture. The Executioner deals 5% more damage to a target for each type of damage over time effect inflicted on that target, which is why we like having all the different kinds of damage over time effects. Athletics. So we got Demolition and Medicaid maxed out, so Athletics becomes our third. And then, oh yeah, we get 2 level ups here. Fun. We get Desolation and Tenacity. Desolation, where is that? Right here. The warrior's melee attacks deal an additional 8 damage to enemies that have no adjacent cells. Allies in adjacent cells. It's based on your agility. That's nice. Desolation and Tenacity. Once per combat, when a Death World character suffers the stun, blinded, or immobilized effect, this effect is ignored and they instead gain 20% of the maximum wounds as temporary wounds. Like that. Pegos, my friend. The last thing you took was Pinpoint Accuracy. So we need Critical Chain and Lore Imperium. Critical Chain right here. Whenever the bounty hunter kills an enemy with a critical hit, all allies in a 7-cell radius around the target gain critical hit chance. till the end of combat, and this stacks. So again, crits, great, and they make everything else even better. Lore Imperium. And then fresh target and int. He's already got fresh target. Okay. Well, then I gotta figure out what else to take here. Okay. I'm gonna go with joint offense here. I think this is a pretty good one to have. Operative allies gain plus 3% hit chance and critical hit chance while attacking targets affected by exploits, and almost everything is going to have an exploit on it because he applies exploits at the start of every turn, even to things that are outside his field of view. So, and that's based on his int bonus. So we're going to go with that, and then we're going to get characteristic training intelligence right there, so you can have even more. All right. Next, Abelard. Let's do it while you're here, buddy. Last thing he took was strength. Strength and Medicae. So he gets peak condition and get into cover. Gets a bonus to their strength equal to 20% of their maximum wounds, which is awesome. And get into cover. All allies affected by brace for impact gain an extra turn with 0 AP and 3 movement. So they can move a little bit. Hopefully that helps them. Words of Endurance. Whenever the Vanguard's ally in a 2-cell radius around them is hit, the Vanguard grants that ally 3 temporary wounds once per round for each ally. So there's that. And Medicae. And then his last one, easy target. The warrior's critical damage is increased against enemies not armed with a melee weapon, which is all your demons and things like that. And then we give him characteristic training for strength. More strength, always good for that. All right, next. Pagos, my main man here. The last thing you took was combat meditation. So now we need fire at will and coercion. His combat meditation. Okay. At this archetype rank, let's see. Character gains plus 15 willpower as long as they have no ranged weapon equipped. Oh yeah, that's really nice. All right. So fire at will and coercion. Fire at will. If there are no enemies in the backline area, the first attack of the turn made by every ally in the area costs 1 AP less. That's fantastic. And then coercion for him. And then seize the initiative. The officer and allies with the voice of command effect deal an additional 16% damage to enemies that have not yet acted in this combat. So get voice of command on somebody early, and you can get that going. And then characteristic training for perception. And that's it for Pagos. Cabela. Last thing she had, we made a lot of levels here. She got strength and athletics, peak condition, and guillotine. No, that's the strength bonus. Guillotine. Death from above deals double damage to enemies that have less than 50% wounds. That's nasty. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. Sower of Distress and Athletics. Enemies suffering from any damage over time effects inflicted by the executioner also suffer minus 12 penalty to their resistance tests. Get Athletics out of there. And then she gets Unforgiving and Swift Movements. Unforgiving. After the Blade Dancer loses any number of wounds, their next attack deals more damage. If that loss causes the Blade Dancer to suffer an injury or trauma, the bonus damage increases. And then Swift Movements. I think that's all the way down here. Gives her 2 more movements points, which is kind of critical for her. Yurliet is gone. So, Jai, what do we have for you? The last thing you took was Agility. And Lore Xeno. So you get Flesh Wounds and Undaunted. Flesh Wounds is the healing. Undaunted. The officer gains 10 willpower and 10 fellowship when they have less than 50% of their maximum wounds remaining. They also gain an additional 10 and 10 after using any officer ability. Okay, so Undaunted. Next for her, after Undaunted, is Flesh Wounds Undaunted Undisputed Advantage. Press advantage ignores cover and dodge. Oh, well, okay. And then Lore Warp for her. And then Blood of Martyrs. Whenever an ally uses a heroic act, that ally gains temporary wounds equal to 10% of their maximum wounds plus 13. Wow, that's pretty awesome. And then she gets characteristic training. Agility. Right there. Make her a little harder to hit. Argenta. Argenta's last thing was Cataclysm. So she's going to get close quarter training and carouse. The Arch Militant can use two-handed ranged weapons with melee range, but with a -10 penalty, so she can shoot things up close now. Just carouse. Rack and Ruin. Rack and Ruin. After the soldier deals damage to 3 different enemies, the soldier gains 26% more damage for the next attack in the current combat. So, that's nice. Characteristic training perception for her. Idira, the absolute mayhem maker here. She got flesh wounds. So now she gets better to die for the Emperor. Where it just gives her under 40% of wounds. She gets 10 bonus to all characteristics and +2 resolve. And then Lore Imperium. And then Death in the Air. Where is that one at? It's got to be way down here. Death in the Air. Whenever an enemy suffering from toxin inflicted by the executioner dies, all enemies in a 2-cell radius around the enemy suffer 5 levels of toxin. So she's Biomancer. She's everything she does toxic damage, so which is great. And then characteristic training willpower for her gives her +5 to her will score. Ulfar, you big beast. The last thing you took was extermination. You get close quarter training like Argenta. So you can shoot things up close. You get carouse. You get muzzle velocity. The first hit of each range burst attack deals damage equal to the weapon's current rate of fire, so it's bonus damage there. And then characteristic training toughness for him. And then Marazai. Oh, that's right, you're still alive. Okay. He took strength, and Lorzinos, he gets peak condition. That's the strength bonus. And he gets interception. When the warrior parries an attack, their next warrior archetype ability costs -1 AP or less. Okay. Elusive speed and demolition. The assassin is elusive at the start of their turn. They gain 4 MP and 10 lethality until the end of their turn. Okay. So elusive speed, demolition. And then he's got yet another one. Lethality heightens and characteristic training strength. So, where's his lethality heightens thing? Whenever the assassin deals 5 or more direct damage to an enemy with a single attack, the assassin gains 10 lethality till the end of combat. This lethality is a special assassin parameter that is equal to their dodge or dodge reduction, whichever is higher. And it's used for various things. Characteristic training strength for him. And then the last one is Solemn Warn, who I don't think I have built beyond here. Common featured battle mode, terror. Okay, I gotta figure out what this is gonna be and then we'll cover it. Alright, for Solomon, what we did is give him perception. He gets demolition because it's something he has a really super high score in. So might as well make sure that he can do it. Professional know-how, which is kind of cool. The wielder gains plus 11 weapon skill and plus 11 ballistic skill, which is a nice bonus for him. Better to die for the Emperor. He's going to get plus 10 bonus to all characteristics and plus 2 to resolve when he has under 40% wounds. Stronger together, you get plus 5 to the same characteristic as was chosen for humanity's finest, as long as you're not a Xeno in the party. And his was toughness, so that'll affect several people. Gets demolition again. On the double, the next use of run and gun when used after entrench grants an additional 6 movement points, and then characteristic training for ballistic skills. So that's everybody. Oh, and we have the whole Alcat thing where we've leveled up, and now we get this. We get the white wall. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. Got the white wall. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's see what we're looking at here. Argenta does not try to hide her excitement. Rogue trader, at last we can speak. The victory on Euphrates II was invaluable in and of itself, but what great fruit it bore. I now know the way to Salus Prime, the planet where a great relic of the Empyrean hides. Are you ready for the journey? I sure hope so. My heart longs for battle, Rogue trader. I have dreamt of a chance to kneel before the relic for so long, and it's right there on that planet. And so are the heretics who dared to stop me from doing so last time. Excellent! We will set course for Salus Prime as soon as we can. My gratitude is yours, Rogue Trader. Yep, so we have to go do her quest, Driven, and then Marazai desires to meet a group of Cavalites of the Rebian Tempest who are likely to banish from Camorra. The former Draken insists on personally dealing with those he used to command, so... But I don't think that... I don't know that we have a particular planet where we need to go deal with that yet. So let's go see if we talk to him, if we have an option for that.
Rogue trader.
Nope. Okay.
Then go.
Then go. Yes, I will. Alright, so Salus Prime. Okay. Well, let's go see if we can do Argenta's quest then. Euphrates II is done. So where we need to go for Argenta is this place called Wraith Tawi. It's way up here off Lapidus Mortis. We could create a shortcut here. In fact, that's very tempting. Your Lordship, the Choir Master is reporting that the Astropaths have received a signal. It states the following. Arc Mechanicus Hermetico is calling the unit Pascal Hanuman. Directive, visit, priority ahead of the queue, purpose discontinuing the cycle. It's followed by a set of coordinates. According to my data, the lost sacred vessel Hermetico is the flagship, headquarters, and the last confirmed location of Archmagos Amarnet. I hereby request permission to immediately embark on an expedition. Chart the course to the transmitted coordinates. I am coming, Mentor. Okay. So there's that. Warp travel here. We'd have to... Yeah, can we go? Let's see. We can make this nice. Porta Septimium. We'll chart new routes. Now, can we just chart a route there? It's going to cost us 3. It's going to cost us 3, and then we're going to have to spend 2 to make it semi-safe. Would it be better just to go all the way around? Probably. We only got 10 points left, and I can't remember how many we're going to need for the rest of it, so let's just do this. Let's take the safe way around. Give our crew a break. I don't know why I did that. You still got to do this. Oh, it's going to save me 3 points. Okay. Do we need to do it all the way to save? I don't think so. Came out the other side. Relatively okay. We get a free point back. Let's go see what's going on. Oh, not much going on here. There's an unknown anomaly. Okay. What do you have for us? Master Helmsman Ravar reports that a giant anomaly covering most of the system. Confusion is evident in his voice. The augurs are incapable of detecting the area itself and the objects within it, but it's obvious that they exist. The blurry blots of planets and space debris are visible from the bridge of the void ship. The area distorts even the faraway stars. Dim sparks enclosed in thick, curved glass. Research the anomalous zone. The ship's instruments are powerless before the aberration of the Wraith Tawi system. Sister Argenta's face twists with chagrin and contempt. She sees the accursed hand of the archenemy at play, reaching out to conceal this holy place from the faithful defenders of the Imperium. By her words, in this the enemy failed, for the servants of the Emperor are already here. Okay. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to look at some gear first, make sure. I know we picked up some stuff. I want to see if we got anything worthwhile, and then we'll go do this. Okay, everybody's been updated with new consumables, but the only person who got anything new of note was Ulfar with his axe. So this is it, Salus Prime, the place where I suffered my defeat. No, that's not right at all. It's the place where I am to pass my trial. The augurs are operating at full capacity, but the data we are receiving is limited. The planet's magnetosphere is hindering our scans. Fierce, never-ending storms constantly ravage the surface. Relying on Sister Argenta's memory is the only way to find what we're looking for. It's an easy enough task. Just look for the tallest mountain on the northern continent. That is where we're headed. That mountain isn't a mountain. It's the very ship we're searching for. A ship that resembles a mountain? Yes, Argenta says with reverence. Legends say the ship fell from the skies, yet it wasn't destroyed by the impact. What was it, I ask you, if not a miracle and a testament to the glory of the Imperium and its saints? The ship towers over the planet's desolate surface, encased in ice on all sides, but from up high, it looks just like a mountain, majestic and lonely. I see. What should we look for once we get to the mountain? Above all else, our mission is to search for any evidence of the accursed cultists who attacked me when I came here last. I am still one of the Sisters Pronatus, and my primary responsibility is to protect the holy relic. If we succeed, I hope to complete my pilgrimage, to enter the halls of the sacred ship and find the relic itself, the One Star. What if the cultists are long gone? What if they stole the relic? Then I will chase after them to the ends of the universe, through darkness, fire, and all the horrors of the warp. Her voice is vibrating with anger, but a moment passes and she calms herself surprisingly quickly. But I do not believe that those rotten-souled scoundrels could have stolen the relic. It says plainly in the saint's hagiography that only one who is righteous and resplendent of heart could enter her ship. I know her power is greater than the most profane sorcery of cultists. What could they possibly do to match the workings of one who was a living saint of the Imperium? I see. Prepare my shuttle. Master Vigdis says, I must warn you, you won't have much time for this expedition. We are registering an increase in storm activity. The weather conditions are deteriorating rapidly. This isn't about rain or hail. The local storm can perforate a shuttle mid-flight. Everything in our path is a test, be it storms or heretics or dinosaur bones. My last visit to this planet ended with the arch-enemy servants wounding me and claiming the lives of my brave companions. This time it will be different. You and I will fight side by side, rogue trader. We will do what must be done. Okay. So to the planet. We will scan it. And we're not going to take you, big fella. We want Jaya Hidari. We want her bonuses. We got Pascal, her, Her, yeah, Major Flamey. Okay, I like this. Only person we're missing is Cabela, but I think I want the ability for her to completely nuke this field. So let's do it. And here we are on the snowy planet, the surface of the crash site. I had to put some food in me. Sometimes I can tell when I'm reading the text, I can feel my stomach doing these horrible things, and it's like, oh no, I need food. Anyway, we have our group. Let's go see what we can do.
Such monstrous sacrilegious degradation, such significant potential loss. I am registering a signal of supreme sorrow. I am updating the daily protocols with a rhapsodic prayer for the fate of the Euphrates too.
At least the world is back in the Imperium's possession. Abandoning it to the heretics would be a worse outcome, don't you think?
Duty prevails.
Oh. The Dashing Aquila. The wearer gains the dash ability that costs 0 AP and can be performed twice around. Whenever the wearer uses dash, all adjacent enemies suffer a minus 30 perception until the start of the wearer's next turn. Does not stack. Harrowing Gloves. When the wearer uses Intimidation, the targets inflicted with Intimidation also gain staggered for 1 round. The Aquila one, I've typically given that to Cabela so that she could move. The wearer inflicts bleeding, burning, or toxin effect on the target. This target gets an additional +2 stacks of this effect. I like that, but I might want to be able to have a little more mobility, so I'm going to try this. That seems fun. You notice the number of dark objects that are hidden beneath the ice? Yes, we did. And we snagged them. A mirror. We're used to these by now. A rippling silhouette appears with the light rays coming from the sorceress device converge. Ah, the little puppet of dogmas. The one who was so kind as to bring me and my brethren to this planet. You've returned to me, and just at the right time, too. Fury sparks in Argenta's eyes. Who are you? I do not know you, sorcerer. No, you don't. But you should. I am called Brother Afterlight. Divine blessing flows through my veins, and my ears hear whispers of the truth that you will never comprehend, puppet. All you need to know is that of all the disciples of the final dawn in this corner of the Coronis expanse, I am the strongest. You lot again. I see you are acquainted with my brethren in faith. If so, then you must also know that we are without number. Destroy our cell on one world, and we will rear our heads on a dozen others. Oh, that's enough of that. The little puppet brought some friends with her. Good. I was just finished with the remains of the last group of fools who risked coming to this planet with you. You remember their death cries, don't you? Or do the lives of mere pawns mean nothing to you? The Emperor accepted the souls of his faithful. They died cursing your name. The name of the puppet who had brought them to the slaughter and then alone escaped with her life. Enough. Be silent. Oh, Argenta's pissed. Argenta lowers her weapon. A breath escapes her lips. That heretic was deliberately trying to awaken my anger. He is wrong to think that he can manipulate the chosen one of Holy Terra. You supported Sister Argenta's intention to tame her impetuous rage. You are right. Now, these choices that you make affect the outcome of her story. The thing is, I've never really understood how. And so it's probably too late in the game to be able to change our path for this. But she gets power armor as a result of this quest. And it's based on how you push her during conversations. The part that's a little weird to me in a game like this, where you can't really know what the result is that the game also doesn't help you in the conversations. For instance, when you have a conversation where you're going to use a skill check, in this game, the first part of a sentence will tell you what skill check it is and what your percentage is to pass. I don't know why they don't, like at the end of these sentences, have a little part and bracket that tells you how this is going to affect your relationship with her and the outcome of her story. Like there's supposed to be the fury path and the fire path and some other path for her. It makes it hard to know what to do to get certain rewards. Anyways, I'm going to say this. Why restrain your anger when you're dealing with creatures as corrupt as he? Unleash your fury. Perhaps you are right, Rogue Trader. Righteous fury must know no bounds. So we'll see how that affects things.
Not dawdle.
Lore
That wasn't
Warpage.
so difficult.
The altar to the gods of the warp is made up of several parts. They must have assembled it here after transporting the components from elsewhere. Okay. Oh, there's Afterlight over there.
Pay
What's over here?
attention.
I'm trying to pay attention. There's goods. There is a Chaos Body Glove. Grants 15% more damage to any Psyker or Navigator power. 10% dodge against non-demons. What am I wearing? Oh, I think we're putting that on. 15% more damage to any Psyker or Navigator power? Hell yes. That one gives me better dodge and agility, but I'm at 143% already. Base armor property plus 10% dodge against non-demons. Yes, I want more power. What are you wearing? Wearing that body glove. Who does more damage? Probably you. You should probably have that. I'm being greedy.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust. That's how it's done.
There's some goods down there. There's this sword, the Restless Absolution. If the weapon's attack fully negates the target's armor, this attack deals an additional 75 damage. That's nice. Advanced Medikit and the Pain Blocker, which we've got a couple of those. Okay. I thought I saw something up. What is this? Bygone Sorrow. It's light armor. If the Death Cult Assassins aid, more stacks of Blood Blessed. Okay. We're not a Death Cult Assassin, so don't worry about it. Alright. Oh, we can do athletics to move around over here. And then we can sneak attack in here. Kinda. We can come down this ladder. And so we meet face to face. Welcome to my temple. Your every word defiles the air of this place, heretic. The threshold of the sacred ship is not your temple, and it never will be. You have no idea how mistaken you are. Afterlight nods at the unmoving ship and the sinister-looking devices nearby. For a long time now, I've been preparing to bend this relic of your cult of puppets to my master's will. Your Imperium lackeys are blind, stubborn, and carry the stench of dead flesh wherever you go. But you make for good sacrifices, and the baubles you worship make for superb materials for artifacts. I am the maker of miracles, the arch-artificer of the final dawn. My hands mold creations capable of transforming reality, bone flutes that summon my master's angels from the immaterium, lenses that burn away the imperfections of people and worlds. Such things require resources. I've found good use for the rabble that came with you to the planet back then. I'll find a use for your new friends, too. And you. And this ship. And whatever relic it holds. Well, no more words. Except your death, heretic. Feel the wrath of true divinity. Puppets of the corpse. Yeah.
Make an example out of you.
Okay, so we need to destroy the mirrors. They're no bueno. How many mirrors are there? There's one there. There's one close to us, and I have a feeling there's... Is there another one? Don't tell me there's just two. That doesn't seem right. Okay, maybe there are only just two. Alright. Two mirrors. How many hit points this guy got? 105. Corrupted Rust Stalker. Okay. You're gonna go there. Yeah, you gotta stay. Sister of Battle, I'd like to make sure you don't get killed right off the bat. Tough cultist. Stick me over there then. Oh, that's as far as I can go. Okay. Well then. I can put you right there. That'll be good. Pascal, I would have liked to have put you there, but... Jai, stay back here. Gadira, we're gonna let you nuke this whole thing, but that's in a bit. Okay. Start the battle. Pegos, I need you to gather everyone. Gather them all. This guy over here is not such a problem. I'm more worried about these guys over here. Grab them. Oh, yes, please. Okay. Who's got more hit points? Afterlight is right there. Okay, we want Afterlight.
I will triumph.
What's our bonus? All allies in that area gain 9% armor, cannot be overpenetrated, gain immunity to prone effect, and gain +3 deflection against area attacks. They do not suffer injuries for receiving damage. Thank you. The backline area. The first attack is free. Or -1 AC or something like that. Pascal.
One step closer.
Okay, so what we want to do here is, first of all, warp damage. Afterlight.
I need no guidance.
Suck on that. Everybody here can be a little weaker to it.
I will triumph.
I'm only going to get an attack once, but I don't mind. Yeah, let's do it like that.
Purpose guide as I slay them in my devotion.
That's a lot of dead peoples. That's a lot of dead peoples. Okay, we still have this unholy lens to go. I could give myself a half a turn here. Argenta, do you want to have a half a turn?
Ruin
Sure.
beckons.
Because you can do some stuff with this, can't you? You could do run and gun, or you could just attack. Yeah, why don't you do that? I was really hoping she'd get part of that lens there, but... let's not do anything else. Well, you can throw a grenade for free. Okay. Throw that grenade. That gets you a freebie confident approach, so let's use that. Let's be done with that. Pegos. Give it to me.
Destiny reshaped.
I'm gonna march my way right up
Taking
here.
calculated risk is in my second nature.
Can't be injured here. Let's see. Do we want to set ourselves on fire or do we just want to attack?
Another enemy down.
Oh yeah, he clones himself. That's right. Okay. Magenta, I really need you to shoot in that direction. What if I do this? What if I move right here?
I'll make it happen.
I don't have a line spell though, is the problem. Okay. I set that on fire, it's gonna do some damage. I can get rid of that one. I'm not worried about that. Who's gonna go next? Pegos finish and then Argenta's gonna go. Okay. It's probably better to light someone on fire then.
It's
Let's
as
do
good
that.
as done.
Let's do that. And then I can say, once per battle, a rogue trader may choose an ally. They may immediately use their heroic act without spending momentum. Yeah, Argenta, use your heroic act. I want you to do this. Weapons rate of fire.
Light I stand, and thy light I crave.
I want you to shoot this thing first.
As the Emperor commands.
Now I want you to shoot that one.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Excellent. Just keep doing that.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Okay. Now we just gotta shoot people.
Doubt is for the weak.
The snow crunching is a nice sound effect. Let's get both these guys kind of whittled down here.
Why I was chosen.
Well, this is your quest.
You, my Emperor.
He's below 200. Are you out of bullets yet on this run?
This is why I was chosen.
He's below 200. Now you're done. Okay. You are finito, and we can do... There we go. High momentum.
You
All
should
right, go.
feel honored to witness this.
Oh, let's move here then. We lazy beamy?
I'll see to it, but your end was inevitable.
Well, this thing over here is gonna die. Oh, what else do we have? Curse Rust Sucker, and what's this one? Tough Cultist. Oh no, you're not a tough cultist. You're gonna die too. Let's see. I like being on fire.
Didn't even flinch.
I don't think I'm gonna not be on fire, so...
Oh, if not, another enemy down. Let's make some opportunities. I'll make it happen.
Yes, I will.
It's as good as the your end was inevitable.
Defeat Afterlight. Quite a change from the massive boss battle at the end of the last episode. Argenta gestures for you to stop. She looks at the shining entrance to the ship and begins to speak quietly and solemnly. When I first learned of this planet's existence, of the great relic that lies before us, I decided that I was chosen for a great destiny, that the saint whose name I bear had summoned me, led me through the void and the nightmares of the maw, all so that I could enter the sacred halls of the ship, accept her boon. And now more than ever I believe that I was right. My journey here was paid for in the blood of fallen innocents, but their sacrifice will not be for naught. I will enter the halls of the hallowed ship, I will lay my hand upon the relic, and find new strength to turn my wrath against the wicked. Yes, I see. Go, Argenta, and may you find what you seek. Only the worthy, those whom the saints accept, may enter these gates. The undeserving will be rejected. I am ready to accept her verdict. Without another word, she starts walking towards the ship, toward the blinding light pouring through the gate. And my only issue with her quest here is that I really hoped we were going to get to go in there with her and go through some kind of a dungeon. And instead it's just she wanders in there and that's it. Lord Captain, please return to your ship. I urge you to hurry. The storm is coming, the one I warned you about. You can't survive on the planet's surface. I can't? What do we got here? Chain swords, nothing fancy.
Some choose wealth, others prefer power. And me, well, I'm not
I
that
got
picky.
the Mars
I'll
pattern
take both.
bolter pistol.
Always keep your
Got a
eye on the
Medicaid
prize.
check over here.
My pleasure.
The captive's skin is ruined by necrosis. These wretched souls are probably tortured with the cold. Yeah, that's me every winter. Tortured with the cold. Oh, there's something else over here. I really hate the cold. I mean, I can't even begin to describe to you how much I hate cold weather, and I live in a place that gets cold for 6 months at a time. I despise it. Alright, where's our ship here?
I always have a backup plan.
Further down the mountainside. Argenta, I hope you're cozy warm inside that giant ship that looks like a mountain. But that is the one thing I really find disappointing is I just wanted to go in there and have a big long quest with the dungeon, and instead it's 2 days later. It's SpongeBob, you know. A few hours later. Rogue trader, The familiar voice greets you, and yet so much about it is unfamiliar. Argenta's appearance is calm to the point of being frightening. She is surrounded by an aura of unwavering resolve that scorns the very idea of faltering in the face of opposition or obstacles. The dark fire in Argenta's eyes is matched by the radiance of a majestic set of power armor she is wearing. I have returned from my pilgrimage, Rogue Trader. I have returned with the relic that was once bestowed upon my patron saint. So this armor is the 1 star? Yes, I found it at the end of a long journey through Saint Argenta's ship, and the moment I touched it, my heart was filled with calm and hope. It is a sacred relic, but its place is not within the darkness of a far-off planet, but on the field of battle against things impure and profane, and I am proud to even been chosen its wearer and keeper. What did you see inside the ship? I saw both everything and nothing. That is one of the dumbest lines ever written. I walked the entire path in darkness with nothing but my intuition to guide me. And there were times when I felt like I was passing through grand palaces and cathedrals, untouched by decrepitude or elements. Other times it was like I was trudging through boneyards, places where martyrs had died at the hands of heretics. Only twice did light fall upon my face, when I saw the sacred relic before me and when I saw the way out, into the bright light of day. But through every moment of that dark journey I knew I was not alone. The light of Terra and the call of my patron saint were with me the entire way. It's good to have you back, then. We have many battles in front of us. Indeed, and I am ready to follow you again more than ever. So let's see what her power armor looks like, shall we? She has it, the 1 star power armor. Whenever the wearer scores a critical hit or kills an enemy, the wearer's damage dealt is increased by 5%, and it gets you a bonus 15 to strength. So that's pretty awesome. There's a different version of this power armor if you choose a slightly different path, and it causes this bonus to critical hit damage to reset after some condition, I believe. So this is very fancy, very nice for her. So she is smoking. All right, my friends, we're going to leave it here. We need to go do a couple other quests. We still have Shards of the Tempest Marzite. Let the cycle be discontinued. We need to go visit the Hermetico. So Pascal's thing is going to happen next before we can go see Kalakazar. Folks, you know the drill. Leave questions, comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all next time. Until then, happy gaming, everyone.